Work on your game. You need to get in and see videotape as far as what you can do better. That's important as well.
Mike, Juwan has his team pegged to a T right now. Over the last 15, 20 games, they've been doing a great job of simply just taking care of business. They're playing with a whole lot of confidence, and they're bringing that into the game, Mike.
Certainly. In this game, though, of the ones we've talked about lately, take care of business. We've talked about Sacramento. We've talked about the Clippers. This a little different tonight. Your mindset has to be a little different going in. That being said, you don't want to make too much of this game because for Portland it may not mean as much as we think it does as you see the matchup tonight.
Yeah, they score a few more points than the Blazers. They give up a few more points than the Blazers because they play more of an up-tempo type game. This game kind of reminds me of when the Lakers came in here and the Lakers had that long losing streak against the Blazers. The Lakers were determined to break that. I think Dallas will be just as determined tonight to win this ball game because they're 0-3 against this Blazer team. They don't want to go into the playoffs if they played the Blazers with that on their minds.
Kenny Maurer, David Guthrie, Sean Wright, our officiating crew tonight from the Rose Garden in Portland, sold out for the 110th straight time. There's Nowitzki where he makes his money off this time. The rebound to Camby. Want to welcome all of those of you watching us worldwide on NBA TV tonight. Blazers and Mavericks, final meeting of the regular season. Blazers have won the first three. First two in Dallas, and then they won the meeting here on March 25th.
One of those games, a guy named Andre Miller had 52 points. That was the game in Dallas. I don't think Andre will get 52 tonight, so the Blazers are going to have to find their story.
I'm not sure he'll get 52 ever again.
Yeah, in 5 games.
And that's no knock on Andre Miller, but he was maybe the least likely guy, among the starters at least, to get 50 points in a game. And Caron Butler nails a 3 in the corner. Butler had a good game the last time the Mavs played here back on March 25th. In fact, he had 25 points, 9 rebounds, but it felt like some of those points came at the expense of involving Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, they're starting Stevenson simply because he can defend Brandon Roy a little better than any of their other starters.
Aldridge, a high arcing shot. Dampier right in his face. That one hits part of the standard, so it's out of bounds to Dallas. Portland, as always, going with a steady diet of LaMarcus Aldridge early. They will force feed him the ball, at least for the first few possessions.
The best defender for the Blazers, Nicholas Batum, will be checking Caron Butler, their guy that's the second leading scorer.
Well, and Nicholas will spend a good portion of time on Dirk Nowitzki as well. And there's a travel on Butler. Again, credit Batum, who was denying Nowitzki the ball, and Butler had nowhere to go with it.
The Blazers will switch anything that's between Nicholas and L.A. L.A. will deny, see him out there denying Dirk Nowitzki the ball. If it's in the fourth quarter, Dirk is one of the better scorers in the NBA in the fourth quarter. It'll be Nicholas Batum that'll be on him.
Here's Roy with deep position against Jason Kidd. He goes with the left-handed baby hook and puts it down.
Jason Kidd, of course, career-wise, is one of the all-time great assist guys and steals.
Butler off with the 3. Dampier keeps it alive, but Camby comes out of there with it.
I think Dampier might have hurt his knee, too.
Nice pass. Camby to Aldridge scores, and he's fouled.
And we talked in the pregame show, they don't foul a lot. They're second in the NBA, not fouling, not putting people on the foul line. But if you can get Dirk Nowitzki into foul trouble early, you've won half the battle.
It's one of the things we've noticed following the trade that many, I'm sure, already knew, but how good a passer Marcus Camby is, particularly when he's got a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge on the other block. They have worked so well together since the trade.
Yeah, and the Blazers have picked up 2 fast break points a game since Marcus Camby has come aboard. He can rebound. Yeah, he can rebound, get it out to Andre Miller, and L.A. runs the floor really well.
Well, if you recall, the last time these teams played here, March 25th, it was Dallas that got off to the 6-0 lead, and the Blazers were forced to respond. Tonight, the other way around.
Blazers just had a great shooting night that night.
Dirk wanted the foul and got it. It's going to be on Brandon Roy.
He was on the floor, stuck his leg out.
Brandon upset about that. Dirk leaning a little bit, and he knows how to make contact, create contact, I should say.
Yeah, he spent 2 weeks with Reggie Miller trying to find out the way. Look at that. See?
Well, but Brandon, you could argue, came underneath Dirk a little bit, got in his space, and that is usually in this league an automatic call, and just about as automatic as Dirk's free throw shooting, 91%. That's
why this Dallas team shoots as a team, get this, 81%. Dirk, number 3 in the NBA at 91%. So that's why he has the ball the whole fourth quarter.
Dallas number 1 in the NBA as a team. And Dirk makes a pair. Blazers number 3 in the NBA as a team. So if it gets down to a free throw shooting contest late, not sure who will have the advantage.
Teams are a lot alike. They run a little bit more. They try to run more than the Blazers. Blazers usually stop them from running.
Both teams very efficient. Yes. Dallas gets more assists than Portland, but they are in the top 3 in the NBA and taking care of the ball. Blazers only 12 turnovers a game. That's number 2. Dallas 13. That's number 3.
I thought they might not get as many assists when Caron Butler and Haywood came, but they've increased it. They're number 2. Only Utah gets more assists.
Stevenson rides Roy into the baseline. Nate McMillan wants a call. Brandon gets it back as Stevenson laying on his back, and he scores.
I've never seen Brandon so upset so early in a match. Maybe the BB's not working in the one referee's whistle. They'll have to check that out.
As Kidd holding out top. Out of the 3 games these teams have played, Kidd's had good games in 2 of them. That's foul on Andre Miller as he came underneath Dampier. No argument from Andre there.
No, notice Andre is way off chasing Kidd to help out in the middle. That is not his man, but that Blazer defense stays connected since Marcus Camby has come aboard, and he signals right now to the Blazer bench what they're going to run out of bounds. Camby is so into everything that's going on out on the court.
Here's Kidd from the outside. This one a little off the mark, and Dallas starting off cold, just 1 of 4 shooting. Miller trying to attack in the open floor.
Remember how Kidd was coming out and playing Miller?
And that was the jumper that Andre hit all night in Dallas back on January 30th on way to his 52. Miller picks the pocket of Kidd. Up ahead, Aldridge against Dirk. Nowitzki already has 1 foul. Has got to be careful. And Aldridge lays it in.
That was smart on Dirk Nowitzki's part not to pick up that second foul. That basket doesn't mean anything compared to a number 2 foul on the big guy.
And Aldridge, knowing that, was aggressive in taking it right at the rim.
Absolutely. And you see Andre Miller got the right guy the ball.
Butler hit by Batum.
Now see that
Nicholas left his feet just a little bit. That's an automatic call.
Yeah, he left his feet leaning towards the offensive man. Then the offensive man leaned into him. Boy, and I'll tell you, Andre Miller does that. Boy, the crowd sees the movement of Caron Butler into the defender. But the defender, as you said, MB, he was leaning himself a little bit, so not a bad call.
Anytime you get a guy off his feet, you're bound to get the call. Butler hits the first. We talked about the importance of free throw shooting. Dallas with its 2nd trip to the line. First was Dirk, of course. And this one, Butler.
Well, because of the good penetration by Kidd, they shoot 37% from the 3-point line.
Roy hit by Stevenson. That was, as Roy will say, very similar to the play a moment ago on the opposite side of the court. Brandon tried to go baseline, and Stevenson, a physical defender. A little too much body there.
Remember, there were some nights he wouldn't play at all, and then as soon as the Blazers came into town, Stevenson would go off the bench for the Wizards.
Nicholas for 3, a little long. Dampier was the one out challenging, and that appeared to bother Batum. Caron Butler, somebody's got to get a hand up on him. He takes the open 3 and hits it.
He has been very, very good for this ball club. He's had 6 20-point games since coming over.
Andre, hesitation move. Gets some space inside. Finds an open Batum when he banks it in. Beautiful setup by Miller.
See, Jason Kidd doesn't want Andre Miller to go around him, so he's backing up. In that 52-point game for Andre, Kidd challenged him way out. That was a mistake, and he's not making that mistake tonight.
Batum switches on to Kidd. In the corner now, Stevenson as Miller is on Butler. Camby comes to help. The open man was Kidd. There's Nowitzki, top of the key. And he's off the mark. Camby, you see the quick rebound and outlet in one motion.
Andre loves to run, and they've got the rest of the Blazers thinking a little bit about running. That'll help them in the playoffs.
Aldridge against Dirk. LaMarcus fades, and this one short. Rebound tip by Camby to Roy. Marcus Camby, how many tip outs does he get during the game?
In March, #2 offensive rebounder.
Roy hit by Stevenson. He'll shoot free throws. Second foul on Deshaun. And Brandon, a nice job of setting that one up.
Sure was.
Rick Carlisle saying he didn't do it, but again, this is like Brandon's foul at the other end. When you come under a shooter and get into the way of him landing back on the floor, it's an automatic foul.
The real good referees look at how straight the guy goes up. Does the defenders come under him while he's got his space going up and down? Does the offensive man lean into the defensive man? Those are as tough as the block charge calls.
And Jason Terry will check in. Not sure if that's good news for Portland.
Not when you're the second leading scorer in the NBA off the bench.
But how will he guard Brandon Roy? That's the question.
Yeah, that is.
Brandon misses a pair. As Roy shooting almost 80% in the foul line on the year. He gone through a spell of about 3 weeks ago. Some struggles at the foul line, but lately it had those figured out. Kidd out top. There's a couple of Blazers there. They forget the backside, and Kidd, the nice assist to Dampier.
Only Kidd would have seen that. Camby came up to help out a little bit on any kind of penetration. Boy, Kidd finds people.
Camby open, lets the jumper go a little short. Rebound, hang on the rim. Aldridge had it stripped away by Kidd. 3-on-2 Dallas. Terry into Batum. Second foul on Nick Batum.
Nicholas usually doesn't say anything. We'll have to take a look at the replay of this.
But that's 2 for Nicholas. He'll have to come out. Portland needing to make adjustments along with Dallas because of foul trouble early. 12th and 14th. Tickets will be available through halftime at the South Atrium at the Rose Garden, located at 821, to get ready for our Rip City uprise. LaMarcus Aldridge, the quick start for Portland, even though he's hit a couple of tough shots.
Yeah, and LaMarcus is a guy that can beat Dampier down the court, and so you run a little bit more with him. He hangs around the basket, so if you can penetrate around Kidd and get in there, LaMarcus will be there as you see him running the court so well. You know, and we keep talking about Blazers having a 3-0 edge in the series this year, but you know, previous to that, the Mavs had won 21 of 28 against the Blazers.
Oh yeah, it was,
so we as Blazers did not like to go into Dallas.
Rebecca Harlow, what do you have?
Well, Mike, as you guys might have noticed, Rudy Fernandez has checked into the game, and this is the usual time that he comes into the ball game, but this was a very calculated move by Nate McMillan. He's saying, it's very important for me that Rudy understands that I am not giving up on him, despite the fact that he hasn't been hitting that shot. He needs to know when he's coming in and out of that lineup. He wants to build that continuity here into the stretch of the season.
Well, and he is in a big-time slump right now, trying to fight out of it, which, as we said the other night, ironically came on the heels of maybe the hottest streak of his career. Roy, shot clock at 2. Aldridge takes a shot in rhythm. It's long again. Rebound Kidd. Blazers missing some open looks. Nobody's on Caron Butler in transition. Aldridge moved out of the way. Butler expected contact, but the ball right to Dirk for a 3. Butler gives Dallas a third opportunity.
Rudy really didn't get after it to box out a little bit. Caron Butler just out-jumped him. And I think Rudy has 3 games to really prove himself and get out of that slump, because I think if he's shooting this way going into the playoffs, his time may be cut way back.
Miller gets contact from Kidd, then goes down. Rebound, or not rebound, loose ball picked up by Camby, and they reset it. Contact again. Camby scoops up the ball and hits the shot as Dampier and Aldridge going at it inside and exchanging some words.
Kidd is not going to buy any of Andre Miller pump fakes tonight. He got fooled a lot that last game in Dallas, so this time he's staying right down on the floor.
You're saying he remembers the 52-point game.
Yeah.
Blazers in the penalty, meanwhile, already. And with Dallas, the #1 free throw shooting team in the NBA, you don't want to be in this situation because all of a sudden now you can't be near as aggressive defensively.
Yeah, and they're a team that usually the big, strong teams that have good offensive rebounders get teams into foul trouble early because they bang the boards. That's not Dallas. Dallas is not a good second chance point team. There's Sean Marion on your screen, a guy that's
still out with the strained oblique. You've suffered some strained obliques in your day.
Believe me, you know, about every day I get out of bed, the obliques tell me not to. But Sean hasn't really hurt the Blazers this year.
No.
They've kind of played off of him and could help out on Dirk and some other people. I'll tell you, Jason Kidd in his three-point shooting this year has hurt the Blazers more.
They double Roy. A lot of teams do want the ball out of his hands. Rudy picks it up for three and hits it. Holy cow. Did he need that?
Yeah, remember the New York Knicks? He didn't even look to score in that home game last week.
Only took one shot against the Clippers 2 nights ago.
Yeah. So I know that Rudy's got the word. Shoot the ball.
Kidd back to Nowitzki. Whirls around Aldridge. Good defense by LaMarcus. Little pick and roll this time. There's Dirk from about 10 feet. And he drops that down on the baseline. Good two-man game. Kidd and Nowitzki.
When you're 6'11" and you kind of fade back on that jump shot, looks a little like Oscar Robertson doing that. You can't stop him. 6'11" shooting a fadeaway.
Roy comes around the elbow, took the long two, put it up long, and the rebound Nowitzki. So Dallas, despite the hot shooting early from Portland, has come back with defense. Dirk through the middle, blocked by Aldridge. Just kind of out of control. Dirk looking for the foul. Here comes Rudy. Fernandez all the way to the middle. He's hit on the side of his shoulder, out of bounds, Portland ball.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I can't believe Ken Mauer didn't see that. I mean, he was whacked. They may have to send a letter out tomorrow. Look at that. Oh, now he
just
lost.
Grabbed. It looked like he was trying to take the foul. Looked like Dan Pierre.
Now, what happened? He did lose the ball on his own, but then he got whacked after that.
Here's Roy against Butler. Jared Bayless in there, obviously, as well. So now we're starting to see the second unit trickle in. Juwan Howard in, too. Struggling through the field early on. Nowitzki in transition, hit by Juwan Howard. And as we thought, this game will have a playoff feel to it as far as the physicality goes. Both teams going back and forth early. And Dallas a chance to tie the game with free throws when we come back to the Rose Garden. Sellout for the Blazers. What is the longest sellout streak in American professional sports history?
Oh. You know, I may know that simply because of the old streak.
You got to know the number. You got to know everything.
You got to know everything.
No, Elmy, we'll give you partial credit.
All right. Because I remember the Blazers were up against this team for consecutive sellouts in another sport. Oh, there's the owner.
Mark Cuban in the house tonight.
Yeah.
Left here disappointed the last time he was here. And there is the owner of the Trailblazers, Paul Allen.
Paul was at the game with the Clippers in L.A. the other night.
Crowd still a little frustrated with the officiating crew, and Rudy Fernandez is talking to Ken Mauer about it. Ken Mauer, judging by the response from Rudy there, likely said, I just missed it.
No, you know what I think they were talking about?
No, I don't.
Hair. They both have real fine-looking hairdos.
Well, it could be.
He's saying now, where do you get
Rudy's
your
hair
hair
almost
done?
got ripped off here.
Oh.
As Dan Pierre, it almost looked like, as you said, just grabbing to kind of stop the action and take the foul.
And that's Juwan Howard will do that. He doesn't give up.
Just did. Nowitzki.
Yeah, he banged him. And I'll tell you what, Dirk missed 2 foul shots earlier, so you knew he wasn't going to miss 2 more.
It was Terry who missed the 2. Nowitzki is 4 of 4.
Is he?
But you're right to in your thinking or in your memory.
Check that out.
There was a guy who missed 2 that normally doesn't.
Yeah.
Howard tried to go to Camby at the foul line. Dallas with the steal. Caron Butler from 15 in traffic, and the rebound Howard.
So far, this game is a lot more physical than the 3 previous Dallas Blazer games. This looks more like a Utah Blazer game.
Roy to the middle, takes the hit inside from Haywood. And here comes Terry. Ooh, they let him play on. Butler scoops it up and scores. If it wasn't a foul, then Marcus can be saying, how about the travel for Terry taking 3 steps?
Well,
this is Dallas's first lead of the game.
And the Blazer crowd is really like they've been. Ran out of hot dogs at the refreshment stand, and the crowd's upset. No, never happened.
Roy again, far side Bayless. The corner 3 is the one he prefers. Now gets it back. Kidd playing him tough. Shot clock at 1. Bayless off the mark. Blazers not a good possession as Dallas has really done a nice job defensively, and as their second unit comes on, we'll see if that continues. Nahara in now.
Yeah, well, Nahara will continue playing deep.
Sure.
That's why he's there. He's a blue-collar guy. And Dallas's defense much better tonight than in any of the 3 previous games. You can tell it's getting close to playoff time. They're playing playoff defense.
Kidd tries to beat Howard to the rim and does with the left hand and scores. Going at it. Howard didn't like his legs getting rolled into, and Juwan pushed off. They're going to call a foul on Howard. And Haywood comes in to stir things up.
No, he's trying to get Nahara. Both Juwan and Nahara. Let's take a look now. There's the layup. Now there's
the elbow.
Yeah, Nahara
to Howard, and Juwan didn't like it. And then Nahara turns around
and tries to fake a flop and get a foul. But Nahara started it with that elbow.
Hey man, that's how he plays. You know that.
Yeah, he's an aggressive guy. And now for the
referees had better get this game under control, as it's been a physical contest so far, as we said, almost like they didn't expect that. Everybody else did. Officials come together out near the top of the key. We've been talking about for 2 days how everybody knew this game would be just like this, and by letting a lot of the physical stuff go early, we're getting what we see here late in the first quarter. That stuff wasn't called early on. It could have been prevented.
Yeah, and that's sometimes when you don't blow your whistle and you got a big number on your back, you're an official. You know how the big numbers go. Right, the big numbers don't mean anything. You told me that. But they have let it go a little bit. Now, you have to remember, Dallas doesn't commit a lot of fouls. They only average about 19 a game.
The officials will now take a look at this replay.
Well, now they will see Nahara started it with that little elbow.
Well, but that's not what they're going to be watching. I think they're going to be watching to see if Juwan Howard should remain in this game, because he came through with his arms at the end of the play. Well, we'll take a look at it here.
Yeah,
that's where it started, of course. But that was, again, that's not vicious on Nahara's part.
But Nahara tries to draw a charging foul right there. And now see his right hand go out and flick?
Yeah, but...
See, and well, all those little things, when you're letting things go in the action, see, he pushed him away there. Now he goes down. Now he tries to initiate a charge, and he steps in front of him and hits him with the right. See the right to the throat.
And Howard didn't like any of it.
Yeah.
A little swipe through by Nahara, and that's not a. There's no punches there. That was just a push away. A technical foul at the very most.
They have to.
But again, this could have been prevented early in this game with some tighter calls on a lot of the bumping. You knew this was headed this direction, and we're still in the first quarter.
Nahara, one of the only people from Mexico in the NBA.
Played in Denver. Love that. This is second stint in Dallas.
And they picked him up because they wanted to get a little tougher. Now with Haywood and Caron Butler, this club has gotten a little feisty.
All right, the officials now will come together and get this figured out.
Well, there's only been 11 hours since the last foul was committed now.
We'll see what Kenny Maurer decides here.
I have milk and cookies at 11, so I hope it's over soon.
Call stands, nothing added. Technical foul, Juwan Howard. And the foul on the open floor, Juwan Howard. So Dallas will have it back with free throws here. Terry will shoot the technical. And Portland was getting the ball back, so
you can bet there'll be some calls made by the refs in a lot of closer situations, and it won't be for one team or the other. It'll be.
And this is after the fact. They're all right with each other. Howard and Nahara.
It's the NBA. I mean, they've been around, both of them, for a lot of years, so they know it's getting close to playoff time. Let's
Miller
get
37, Nahara 33. Terry falls out of bounds.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Haywood really set a moving pick. So Blazers got to find out how to get physical in this game.
And then Rudy Fernandez, and he was trying to talk to Sean Wright about it.
And this is a great game for the Blazers. Leading up to the playoffs.
The training ground. Huh?
Yeah. Now LaMarcus and
Bayless open 2 off the mark. Blazer bench. As we have all talked about, Rudy intercepts the outlet pass. Portland has been getting 0 production from the bench. And that has got to change, obviously, before the second season. That's going to be over and back on Portland. But not only has Rudy Fernandez been in the slump that he has been in, and Martell Webster had a good game in Denver last week, a good first half, but the Blazers haven't gotten anything from the second half.
No, and that is a real concern. That's why I thought we might see Martell in early tonight.
Kidd to Nahara.
Good thing it's Jason Kidd, or they would have called traveling.
Here's Haywood. They hate when you say stuff like that. Canby rejects it out of bounds. He caught that hook shot on the way up.
Yeah, 2 on the clock. Jason Kidd, what a competitor.
Sure is. And as you mentioned, he's fixed the one part of his game that wasn't so good. Terry at the shot clock buzzer. Can be the rebound, and that's 3-point shooting. Kidd, unbelievable. Here's Roy. Shot clock is off. Brandon. Got to get a good look out of this. It's Bayless for 3, and it's long again. And the Mavericks in the corner on a 9-0 run. Boy, Blazers at that first time out already had 13 on the board and just went dead quiet the rest of the way. Dallas will take a 5-point lead to quarter number 2. Last 11. That's why Dallas has the lead. Well, Blazer fans, want to welcome our fans who made tonight a big game night with Bud Light up there in the party suite. Hope you enjoy the game. Bud Light, big game night. Make it a great night. Make it a Bud Light.
You know they'll have fun up in the Bud Light.
That is the party suite. The Mike Rice party suite.
Yeah,
as Barea has checked in for Dallas, Martell Webster in for Portland as we start the second quarter.
Be a lot of picks for Barea and Terry now. They'll try to get them free from the perimeter.
And Rudy starts off bringing the ball up for Portland, being held by Terry, and there's the call.
Once again, and we said.
And a technical foul on Juwan Howard by Kenny Maurer, who's a little salty this evening.
See, and I said,
is it on Nahara?
No.
Oh, it's on Rudy. All right, got it right after 3.
See, they're saying Rudy is maybe exaggerating after he gets hits.
Well, I know he didn't say anything. He's right in front of us. Not sure what he did after the call, if he was trying to show up the officials or what.
Now Nahara commits the foul on the man cutting through. How did they call a technical on that? How did they call a technical on that? Rudy walked by him.
Not sure. Maybe it's because he threw the ball to Nahara. Foul on Barea. I think flipping the ball to Nahara was what Kenny Maurer saw. We'll see here.
Oh, maybe. Well, we said because he's trying to control the game now, Kenny Maurer.
After it's already been allowed to get out of control.
Yeah.
So it's too late for that. Here's Bayless. as Portland's got to play through it, because clearly Dallas has benefited from all of this scrappy play. Aldridge missed the shot at the shot clock buzzer. Rebound Kidd. And this is what Rick Carlisle, and not to give him all the credit, but this is the way Dallas does it now. And in the past, if you'd have talked about defense and rebounding and scrappy play, it wouldn't have been a style the Mavericks were comfortable playing. Rebound, Aldridge off the Barea miss.
Instead of Rudy looking to shoot, he immediately wants to give it up. Nahara will foul him on this one.
There it is. They would have scored the bucket as well. Nahara picks up the foul. He's got to understand that he's being watched a little more closely now as well. But Nahara has been great for Dallas in this run. He has gotten under Portland's skin, to be sure.
Yeah, and Sean Wright, when the referees had their meeting, I think Sean Wright might have been told, you better start calling it a little closer. He's made the 2 calls on Nahara in the last 2 possessions.
Well, as we said, it's gotten a little chippy early here. Dallas hasn't liked the fact that they've been beaten 3 times by Portland this season, understandably so. And they've got it into playoff mode tonight. A lot of teams resting guys and downshifting. Not these two.
Not these 2 teams. Dallas defense as good as I've seen it.
Aldridge makes a pair all the while. Juwan Howard holding a discussion with Ken Mauer.
Blazers still going with their 9-man rotation. And now Bayless has to do the job on Kidd. Put a little pressure on him. Make him start that offense out by half court.
And Rudy will be on Barea right now. Lightning quick.
A lot of pick and rolls for Barea.
Blazers double him momentarily. He's still got the ball. Shot clock at 2. Down goes Barea.
Let's see
on Bayless.
Why he went down.
I think it was Bayless's foot right. No, it's Rudy, isn't it?
He tripped on his own. He did not step on Rudy's foot. And I hope they don't show that overhead, because the fans really, there they are.
They do. Rudy hit by a Nahara pick. I don't think it was as bad as Rudy made it look. And Nahara's 3 is off, and another offensive rebound. Terry over Webster, his cousin. Out of bounds to Portland.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you,
he's got it going early. He's barking at Sean Wright.
I love this. They're getting ready for the playoffs. They're getting ready for the playoffs. None of those rest Kobe Bryant for 2 straight games.
Hey, you would too if you had a cushion like they do.
Yeah, I do, right.
Bayless. Webster goes to Howard. It's knocked away out of bounds by Nahara.
They're bringing Stevenson and Nowitzki back.
Nahara leaves the game. Nahara's a great guy, and the crowd getting on him a little bit because he's been involved in everything, but that's exactly his role.
Absolutely. He gets in there and gets under your skin, works hard.
Oh, we have spilled adult pepper. It's all over the place over there.
Do they need any help?
I don't think they
mopping
do.
things
Thank
up
you.
over
I think
there.
they've got it covered.
Okay.
8 to shoot for Portland. Let's take a look exactly what happened in this week. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at it.
Oh, man.
Just suds everywhere.
Oh, my dear.
That was an expensive loose ball.
Yeah.
We'll stop right now. Here's Bayless. Aldridge top of the key, and boy, Portland has gone absolutely ice cold. That's 3 of their last 12.
Yeah, you've got to learn how to play physical.
Aldridge blocks Barea, picked up by Bayless. 3 on 2 if they hurry. Bayless down the middle, scores.
Yeah, you've got to know how to play and calm yourself down enough to take good shots. And Rick Carlisle, I think, calls a good timeout here.
The Blazers' first field goal in 6 minutes and 15 seconds. And that was a little Jared Bayless we were seeing earlier in the season. Early offense, attacked the rim. Quarter number 2.
Game probably means more to Dallas because they want to get to 2 or 3 so they're not on the same side as the bracket as the Lakers. they don't play the Lakers till the final. So, you know, if they drop down to 4 or 5, they play the Lakers in the second round. That's how they figure it. So a game probably means more. Blazers have no idea who they'll play. Oh,
Rudy lobbed to Aldridge, couldn't get off his feet. That was a set play out of the timeout that has worked in the past. Rudy stepped back from 12, off the mark. Aldridge has that knocked off his leg by Barea, out of bounds. So Portland 1 of 4 in the quarter, Dallas 0 of 5.
And I think all that extracurricular activity that went on early in this ball game has kind of pumped the Blazers up a little bit. I think Dallas was already there. The Blazers now, because of the fans getting into the game, they're into the game.
Barea up top, guarded by Bayless. Now Nowitzki.
He sees the clock. He's going to shoot that jumper.
At 3. Nowitzki fading away, trying to draw contact, banks it in, and then barks at David Guthrie. Didn't appear to be much contact there.
That's a big-time move by Dirk.
Dallas's first field goal of the quarter. Bayless, long, 2 is long. Jarrett starts off the ball game 1 of 5. Barea loses the ball out of bounds, and that's Bayless making up for it by playing some D.
Yeah, he's really hounded Barea, and that's how Bayless will get more time. Not by taking those shots, is by really playing some D. Look at Dirk. I mean, he was off balance, and that was great defense.
Lots of things. Well, I was going to say lots of things he does you can't guard, as you mentioned earlier.
It was just better offense.
This looks like the first game this season between these two teams. Terry the steal and the dunk.
Well, I'll tell you what. They were trying to get Martell a shot, but they got a little lax in their. They got Stevenson now on Martell. Brandon Roy will get up off the bench.
Aldridge through the middle, fouled. They would have counted it, but he'll shoot free throws. As I mentioned, Martell Webster and Jason Terry are cousins, both from Seattle, as fans in the Northwest know. Brandon Roy back in. Look at the Jet going up a little high for that one and throwing it down, and then looking at his bench and still wearing the mask. Did you know that Jason Terry has his own burger at Hard Rock Cafe?
I didn't know that.
First athlete ever.
I'll tell you what.
To have his own burger?
I know he's the cousin of Martell Webster.
Is that right? I hadn't heard that.
Yes, Jason. Oh, yeah, you said it 2 seconds ago. Other than that, I thought since you threw the burger in, I had to add something.
I don't know who listens to me less, my 4-year-old son Jack or you. You guys are in a tie right now.
I was checking my notes.
I understand.
Here. Yeah, right. I missed that. Great.
Here's Terry.
Cousin thing.
Left side, Blazers sag on the defense. Barea sets up Nowitzki. That's right where he likes it, but misses this one. Brandon Roy the rebound.
Yeah,
here comes Andre Miller attacking.
Boy, they're closing it up on Andre.
Sure are.
They remember 52 points. Martell open.
Well, Terry active defensively with the hands. Had the steal a moment ago. Knocks that one away.
Well, most of his claim to fame, Jason Terry, is shooting and running the floor, fast break points off the bench, and field goals off the bench. But tonight he's just going at it defensively. Roy
to the elbow, trying to get the miss, and Brandon's struggling. Just 2 of 7 here in the half. Terry working against Martell.
Well, the Blazers doing a nice job stopping penetration from Barea.
Spending a lot of time handling the ball in the open court. Throws up a wild shot here. Haywood thought he had a chance at the rebound. Blazers get it. Portland would like to get something going offensively.
I'll tell you, both teams playing the D. Barea can't sniff anything.
Blazers cannot hit a shot. It's 6-5 Blazers here in the quarter. Barea for 3. Rebound Aldridge. That one was around and out.
And that's Barea's shot.
Up ahead, Howard running the floor, gets it from Miller and scores.
Well, they're a fast break team. The Blazers aren't. But the Blazers have looked to run a lot more than Dallas tonight. Uh-oh. Here comes that fadeaway.
Fouls by Webster from behind. Count the bucket.
If you're going to foul him from behind, Martell, don't let him get the shot off.
Just over halfway through quarter number 2. 2 more free throws coming for Nowitzki when we come back.
LEED certification, and for those late people like me who have no idea what that means, it means they're the greenest building in the league. And actually, they're not only the greenest building in the league, but they're the greenest building in North America. They're the only sports facility that's achieved that certification. So it's actually, to Paul Allen and to Larry Miller and the Blazers organization, it's a real honor.
Certainly an honor, and Blazers fans, when you come out to games, you can participate in all that green activity. Now, when you take a look at this team, and as you continue to globalize the NBA, how proud of you are the Blazers, how they continue to grow and work through everything that they've worked through over the last couple of years?
It's a showcase franchise around the league. In fact, when I meet with new owners in the league and they say, what's the roadmap for turning around an organization, I say, go talk to the Trailblazers. I mean, they've done everything right on and off the court. They understand how to manage a brand. They understand how to manage a franchise. And again, and the city has been so supportive as well.
Well, you're certainly seeing a good game tonight. You're talking about the playoff atmosphere. You got to be happy with the energy both teams are bringing.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's pretty chippy out there, though. So, but it's an enjoyable game to watch.
Well, you'll have some work to do when you get home. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. It's nice to talk to Adam Silver before the game. As Dallas has completely taken Portland out of everything they've tried to do offensively by rushing the ball out of Brandon's hands, and the Blazers ending up with shots like that against the clock. They haven't gotten a quality look, and that was out of a timeout.
Yeah, they're just doing a nice job on anybody that posts up for the Blazers. They're fronting and then giving weak side help.
And a lot of teams do that to Brandon Roy. When he gets the ball, they will double to get the ball out of his hands. Dallas has done it more effectively than most.
And I was just about to say they've got to call it illegal defense pretty soon, because the whole weak side of their defense is zoned up no matter where the Blazers are.
Nowitzki in the 3 contests this year, 27 points in the first, 28 in the second, just 15 in the third, but that was the game that Caron Butler had the 25-point game. Nowitzki here in the first half, 13.6 rebounds, 4 of 9 shooting.
Yeah, Dirk, they did a nice job on him when Nicholas Batum was in the game. They were switching everything. Now they're not switching as much, and Dirk is catching the ball where he wants it.
Blazers starters just 7 of 22 here. Brandon Roy 2 of 7. Aldridge started off by hitting his first couple. I think he's 1 for his last 9 now.
He's probably had the best looks of anybody.
Haywood, excuse me, is slapped away by Andre Miller, something he does a lot of. Well, this time a little hand, evidently. So Haywood going to be shooting free throws.
Well, once again, Sean Wright didn't call anything early, so he's going to make sure, as you can see.
There it is, a little left arm in there.
Yeah, a little bit. I imagine we can't use the term "let them play."
They've been letting them play.
They let them play
a little too much.
And you complained about it, so now look
I didn't complain. I was just making an observation.
Oh, okay.
That's what we do, isn't it?
Right. I've listened to you. Well, this game, somebody's got to step up for the Blazers on the offensive end and kind of lead the rest of the Blazers. So far, they haven't had anybody do that.
It's just unbelievable how cold they have gone since very early on. Haywood has that knocked away. Roy saves it right to Haywood. And then Aldridge fouls. That's his first. This is ugly. And again, the amazing thing is, if you look at the way these games have gone this year, this is very much like the first meeting in Dallas, but it was Portland uglying up the game successfully.
Yeah.
As they held Dallas to 39% shooting in that game. And it ended up being 85-81, the final score. Then you fast forward a month on January 30th in Dallas. Portland wins that one 114-112. More of an up and down game. Of course, Portland didn't have Brandon Roy in that game.
Right. That was.
Blazers lost Nicholas Batum with those 2 early fouls. That hasn't helped.
Yeah, no, that hasn't helped the offense at all.
And a timeout on the floor. Portland 31% shooting. Dallas 33. Hide your eyes.
There, the Blazers still weren't scoring, but the Dallas bench is 1 for 10, so that kind of saved the Blazers. Blazers starters are 7 for 21, and they haven't found any help from the bench. 3 for 8, so no one for the Blazers making a shot.
Blazers had 14 points on the board in the first 5.5 minutes of this game, and since then it's been a lot of stuff like this.
Nate.
2 shots coming for Brandon Roy. Blazers need to get points however they can.
And Nate was really up on Sean Wright. Guthrie called it underneath, and Nate walked down. And you know, Nate's usually not this upset. He's one of the coaches in the NBA that really doesn't pay a lot of attention at all to referees. He's into his own team.
And as a result, his players don't either.
Yes.
Brandon Roy 0 for 3 at the free throw line, 2 of 7 from the field.
One of those nights that, do you have something in the bench that can just come in and do anything offensively when Brandon is like this? And the answer so far tonight, no. Bayless is 1 for 5, Rudy 1 for 2.
Well, and the fact that the bench would be struggling is not a big surprise, especially considering how they've been as of late, but it's the starting line tonight that needs the bench, and they have not been there. Jason Kidd wheels his way right around the Blazer defense, lobs one up to Haywood, and he tips it in.
Yeah, Blazers started out in a zone, and then after the second pass, they tried to fool Dallas going man-to-man.
Oh, yeah. Miller has that one knocked out of bounds. Nearly a jump ball. But Andre was in the air. So just a block shot, I think, by Jason Terry.
Boy, and they're not giving Brandon any room at all. They are really defending him well tonight. Ron Butler, Josh Howard couldn't do that when he was there.
Roy against Butler. You see Kidd in the area playing the zone. Miller takes the 3 to try and shoot him out of the zone. The offensive rebound, Aldridge.
I'd like to see Nicholas maybe get a down pick or something, but he might shoot him out of this.
Marcus inside, hits the roll over Nowitzki. Dirk picked up that quick foul early in this game, and the Blazers really haven't been aggressive against him to try and force him to either pick up a second or get out of the way.
Yeah, they might have to go to LA a little bit more in his post-up. Blazers switching on those pick and rolls.
Foul going to be on Miller, and this will be free throws now again for Nowitzki. Free throws number 6 and 7.
Usually you don't see, this is LA the last trip, and they're not doubling LA down there, so as I said, they're playing the perimeter so hard the Blazers may have to go into LA.
Meanwhile, 3 fouls on Andre Miller, so he's going to have to come out for the final 3:09 and Bayless in there. But in times during this season, especially when the Blazers were going through big-time injury trouble, a lot of times they would give the ball to Bayless and say Bayless out, and he would. So is this the kind of game where we could see or revert back to just being Bayless early offense attack the rim?
Yeah, well, it worked in San Antonio when
and he had a big game in Dallas the first time.
And you know, he just took over against San Antonio and beat him down there just by going one-on-one.
They didn't know what to do with him. Roy has Haywood. Now the double comes from Butler. Brandon's going to have somebody help him out with an outside shot.
Boy, and Nicholas, that's the shot they want Nicholas to get. He's the leader of the Blazers at three-point percentage.
Batum creates the turnover. Roy has it knocked back to him. Bayless then scores around Nowitzki.
Carlisle will be yelling for double dribble.
Didn't look like anybody hit that from Brandon.
Yeah.
He even had a look on his face like, I'm about to be caught with something here.
He kind of fumbled it, but then he recovered it, and that should have been a call against Brandon.
Kidd turns the corner. In the corner to Butler. Nowitzki has Bayless on him. Knows that. Canby comes to help. Nowitzki goes down, and that draws a whistle. So free throws for Nowitzki again.
Now the Blazers can't think about the refs at all. They've got to get into this.
Watch Roy's face here is what I was talking about, right? Oops. He rears his head back like, all right, where's the whistle? It never came. And then here is Nowitzki. Must have been some contact down low.
Yeah. But I know the Blazers now have to just, this is what the game's going to be. It's going to be a physical game. Start concentrating on just getting physical yourself. Get some second chance points. Get some offensive rebounds. Do something that if your shot isn't dropping, a little extra.
Rick Carlisle's going to do a nice job with his Dallas team of making them more gritty and physical and defensive-minded. Carlisle, of course, spent 2 seasons in Portland as an assistant coach under PJ Carlissimo.
The Mavs only have a losing record in the West against the Blazers and Utah.
Portland is the only team in the NBA Dallas hasn't beaten this season.
Yeah, and so
Bayless open 3.
Yeah. And you can see why Dallas really. Utah is usually more physical against them, and the Blazers have just beaten them. So they're up for this game. The Blazers got to get there. Usually you don't see this high pick and roll till the 4th quarter.
Nowitzki off the mark this time. Roy the rebound. Blazers trying to push a little tempo now against Dallas. Imagine saying that a few years ago.
Yeah.
There's the foul on Nowitzki and the bucket for Aldridge. Up and under.
Well, I tell you, it's been a good last minute. Now they'll take out anybody in foul trouble. Put Martell in. He's going in for Nicholas. Nicholas has, what, 3 fouls?
No, he has 2. 20-second timeout. Portland. Oh, excuse me, Dallas.
Yes.
As Nicholas Batum kind of surprised that he was the one coming out there.
Well, it probably has to do with it's going to be a physical game in the second half, so let Nicholas do his job in the second half. Don't pick up any additional fouls so he can stay aggressive.
This is the Subway 20-second timeout. Blazers Sunday taking on the Lakers in Los Angeles. That game, a nationally televised game on ABC. And then it's back home for 2 games next week. Oklahoma City Monday and Golden State Wednesday. As Jared Bayless has done a nice job tonight. Just 3 of 7 from the field, but attacking when the Blazers need somebody to ride during this drive.
Absolutely. You've got to do it. And when Brandon was gone for 15 games, it was Bayless that became the guy that was aggressive. As you said, he attacked the rim. He gave the Blazers a different look.
I was going to say, a lot of times it's not anything fancy from Bayless.
No.
It's just get strong with the basketball, be like a tailback running up to the hole and get to the rim. And he did that against the Spurs that night in San Antonio to the tune of 31 points. Missed free throw. Webster then lost it out of bounds. But the Blazers 7 of 11 at the free throw line, as Portland has been the entire season. If somebody misses early, look out, because they're all going to start to miss. But Portland's number 3 in the NBA, shooting 79%. So there haven't been many nights like that.
Watch how they get Dirk involved in this.
And Webster now with him as Portland playing a zone. Kidd out to Butler. 2 to shoot. Butler for 3. Short. Rebound Camby.
They can get it 2 for 1 now, and they want to do that. Because you want to get that last shot. If you hold it inside, you haven't taken advantage of a 2 for 1 real situation.
They double Roy. Aldridge tries to give him a pick. LaMarcus wouldn't take the jumper. Inside, bounces it inside to Camby. Ball knocked away. Camby felt he was fouled. Nowitzki in transition. Finds Terry for an open 3. Short. Rebound. Butler. As he shuffled the feet when he got it back. Missed the lane. Camby grabs the rebound. Blazers can hold for a final look.
Well, I'll tell you what. The Blazers are really very fortunate in the last minute and a half. But Dallas has not taken advantage of the couple of turnovers.
4 seconds. Roy. Hesitation over Butler. Hit it.
Maybe that'll get them going in the 3rd quarter.
Blazers end the half on a 9-2 run. Nothing came easy offensively in that first half. For Roy especially. That was the first time we saw a Brandon Roy-like move ended with a made shot. As Nowitzki, 17 for Dallas in that first half, 9 for 9 at the free throw line. Blazers trying to sweep the Mavs. Dallas has other ideas. Bob and Michael coming up from our studio. Trailblazers a little better. Marcus Aldridge, who's from Dallas, Texas, and went to Texas, and always seems to play pretty well against the Mavs. He certainly has this year.
And the Blazers have rewarded him with a nice 5-year contract.
LA had 19 and 12 in the first meeting. He had 21 in the second, 20 points, 10 rebounds in the third. So as you look up and down the rosters, at least in the regular season meetings between these teams, the most consistent player really has been Aldridge.
Yeah, and remember, Brandon Roy was out for 15 games, and Aldridge kind of, in those ball games was the most consistent Blazer night in and night out. So you can almost make a case for LA as your most valuable player.
Sure.
Because
I know why you're doing this, by the way. Don't think, sometimes you try stuff on me and it's like, does he not know who he's talking to? I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
We made predictions way back early in the season on our nightly, well, not nightly, no, weekly talk show.
Yeah.
Nightly, holy cow. And you predicted, but I did too, that LaMarcus Aldridge would be the MVP this season. Yeah. And so we're both starting to shape our arguments for why
it a little bit.
We weren't delusional early. And LA, has been solid and has been consistent and has been one of the only Trailblazers. Of course, he's missed some games too. They all have due to injury this year. But Aldridge has been there night in and night out. And in his last 40 games, he's averaging 20 and 8. That's all you can ask from him.
And I'll tell you, the depth of Dallas really showing. Dampier didn't play well.
Sure.
And they put Haywood in. See, they can do that now. They couldn't early in the season before the trade. Now they've got some big bodies that they can throw at the Blazers.
And block shot Dampier, and that's a good move by Dallas too, putting Dampier on Aldridge, even though that's center against power forward. But with Nowitzki in there, being 7 feet tall, there's no loss there. You see Dallas's record when leading at the half, 30 and 4. Dirk fades, goes glass, and it rims off. And the rebound pulled down by Camby inside. He already in double figures with 10.
And that's what LA has to do with Dampier, just what Nowitzki did there. Ooh. See, they're going under the pick now, and they're letting Miller have that shot. So he's taking that shot just to bring him out a little bit.
Nowitzki hits this one. You take LaMarcus Aldridge away from the starters, and the Portland 4 players are 5 of 21 in this game.
Man. See, they're gone to Dirk both times down the court. Now the Blazers really have to get LA involved and make Dampier checking, not outside, but inside.
Andre got to keep shooting though. Yeah, he is 0 for 7 now.
Tell that to Nate that he has to keep shooting.
Well, gotta keep the
I understand what you're saying.
Jason Kidd floats it over Camby. Knew he had to get it up quickly. Camby the rebound and saves to Miller, and then down goes Camby. He's all right. Andre, there's field goal number 1 as he ends up in photographer's row on the other end.
Maybe that will get Andre Miller going, like the last shot of the second quarter. Maybe get Brandon Roy, although Brandon Roy hasn't touched it yet.
Ron Butler to the middle and threw that away, but it was off of Roy. So 13 on the clock for Dallas. Here's you see Andre penetrating into Dirk, who backed up, tried to block the shot.
And I can see why the Blazers went to L.A. early to get him going. He's had the best chance at baskets, but you got to think about Roy also.
A fadeaway shot. That's a tough hit.
That was a great defense
by Nowitzki. But the difference between this game and the last time these teams played just a couple of weeks ago Dirk isn't sharing the load with Butler. In that ball game, as we said earlier, Butler got his 25, but as everybody in the building felt that night, his 25 came at the expense of Nowitzki being involved in the offense, and Dallas lost.
Dallas lost.
This is what Dallas is tonight. That night, not so much.
Yeah, and that's with all the people that wanted
turnover Dallas. And I was talking with Nate McMillan before the game in our conversation about this and said, last time it was pick your poison, Butler or Dirk, and he stopped me and said, hey, Dirk is the poison.
Yeah.
So, and obviously so tonight. 21 points, 9 of 9 at the free throw line, also has 7 rebounds. Caron Butler, 3 of 9.
Yeah, Dirk has been an all-star how many straight years. He's the poison, there's no doubt.
Aldridge kicks it, corner, Batum for 3, short. Nicholas trying to hustle down his own miss, can't. Kidd picks it up. Pass underneath to Butler. As that ball out of bounds to Portland, I believe. Nope, Dallas. Run off of Batum or Roy as they came together.
You would like Nicholas to make an outside shot. I think that would loosen up the Dallas defense. They're packed in that middle so much.
Batum has missed his only 3 attempts from behind the three-point line.
And they're going back to that high pick and roll again.
There's his bread and butter right there. This one rattles out. Camby pulls down rebound number 12. That's as open as Dirk has been all night.
Trying to put Brandon now out at the top. And they're staying.
The double to get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, they're staying with the double team. They're not even going with the guy going up the middle.
Miller around the Dallas defense. Andre really upset. Wanted a foul called.
I know the refs don't want to get this crowd going again. Let's see.
He was hit by Butler, and that's where he wanted the foul, but not going to happen. Portland got to get it in bounds. Aldridge shot clock at 5. LaMarcus got to go. Bench telling him that. Andre's got to put up a long 3. He did get ironed, but not a good possession. Here comes Dallas the other way. Butler. Shot blocked by Aldridge, but a foul call.
Fans getting into that playoff mode.
Second foul on LaMarcus Aldridge. 21 free throw attempts, soon to be 23 to 11, but that's just because Dallas has been more aggressive. And clearly the crowd would disagree. It's saying that, well, Portland hasn't gotten the benefit of the calls. I'm not sure it's been that way.
Few that we question, but so far Dallas playing a very physical brand of basketball, a type of basketball they have to play in the playoffs. And the Blazers wanted a lower scoring game against this Dallas team. That's how they beat them.
Not this low. Lob backdoor to Camby is a turnover. Portland trying to get something at the rim. Nowitzki in transition. Hit back to the free throw line. He goes. Foul to Camby, his second. But you look back to the first meeting, and we've talked about this some tonight. In that game, it was Portland's philosophy to come in and ugly things up. And who would have thought in the final meeting in Portland, Dallas would try the same strategy. And it's worked just like it worked for Portland in the first meeting.
Yep.
The Blazers took Dallas's crowd out in that first game, just like the Mavericks have done here.
And Dallas has been one of the very successful franchises. They know how to win. They have the most 50-win seasons since the year 2010. Who do you think are the next 2?
Since when?
Since 2000. Dallas has 10 50-win seasons.
Spurs. Lakers. Normal suspects.
No. Well, it is. San Antonio's 9.
Roy to the middle. Foul. Free throws coming. Who will get it? I think Jason Kidd.
How many 50-win seasons do you think the Lakers have in the last since 2000?
50-win seasons?
Yeah.
7?
7. You looked down at my sheet.
No, I didn't.
And Detroit, by the way, has 7.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, they of course, up till the last 2 years, when they completely tried to change how Detroit looks and plays.
It's almost similar to the stat. I guess it was the Aflac question the other night about playoff appearances since 1970.
Yeah.
Blazers were number 3. Lakers and Spurs were the first two.
Yeah.
5-point game, although in this ball game 5 points feels like 10.
Boy, I know it. It's like both teams are not. If we were football, no one's throwing a pass. Everybody hit on the ground, and no one's gaining any ground.
2 yards in a cloud of dust. Is that the kind of thing? Butler hits from the outside, so if Butler gets it started along with Nowitzki's parade to the free throw line, look out.
Yeah, see, they have Roy checking Butler, but on the other end, Stevenson is checking him. So Stevenson doesn't have to do anything on the offense.
Nicholas for 3. God, Jason Kidd rushed, but was a little late.
I think he played good defense. Boy, that's the shot. That was a tough shot to make.
Yeah, with the guy running right at his chest.
But remember, he shoots 44% from the three-point line. He can make that shot. That's not a mistake. Boy, it's physical.
Nowitzki to the lane, missed it. Blazers didn't get on Dampier, but Batum tried to tip it, but right to Nowitzki. They go right back to Dirk, this time against Camby. Double comes. Karan in the corner. Stevenson for 3. Much rather Stevenson shoot the 3 than Karan Butler. Not sure what Butler was thinking. Batum had that pass deflected.
Sometimes the experience factor enters into Nicholas.
Lob too long. But the last possession, Karan Butler has a wide open 3 at the top. And Butler is your guy you want taking threes, at least in that situation. He gives it up to Stevenson, an 18% three-point shooter, and he lets one go from the corner.
Yeah. And he knows, Stevenson, that's not his job tonight, is to stop Brandon Roy. So when he shoots...
But he had to shoot that one.
Yeah, he had to. That was reluctantly at the shot clock.
Blazers trying to chip away. Roy scored the bucket, and he's fouled.
That's the only way Roy's going to score in this second half, splitting a double team and getting right to the teeth of the defense.
That's 4 on Stevenson, so as good a job as he has done on Roy tonight, he's going to have to come out of the game. But it brings back Jason Terry.
Yeah. And Kids, he moves over to Brandon Roy then, and Kids not any small guy on defense.
Halfway through quarter number 3, Blazers starting to find a rhythm.
Wondering.
I'm undecided and I won't know this year.
Who are the top schools?
Oklahoma, Kentucky, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington.
Mike and Mike, we're hearing a little Pac-10 in there. We like it.
Of course. I didn't hear Oregon State, though, but we did hear Oregon, and their search for a new head coach continues, and
hey, Rebecca,
perhaps Terrence is waiting on something like that.
It could be. Rebecca, ask him if Robert Morris has entered into
Robert Morris, I think, is a late add to his
late ad.
Jason Kidd, long 2 off the mark. Camby pulls down rebound number 13. Blazers starting to quicken this tempo a little bit. And again, how different is that from years past? We say Portland trying to get Dallas into a running game.
Yeah, that is
Aldridge from the elbow over Dampier. Blazers have the lead.
Yeah, the Blazers really ran it down before they could get their half-court defense set, and that helped LaMarcus get that fadeaway jumper.
Aldridge got to be careful, though, playing with 3 fouls. Kidd off the mark. Boy, he's been rock solid from behind the three-point line this year. Here's Miller. Hesitates, tried to drop it back. Camby got it back, threw it away. Nowitzki by himself. Camby couldn't decide whether to take the shot or not. I think he was so wide open. He thought he'd pull the defense out, then threw it right to Dallas.
I would have liked to see him take one big dribble like he did the other night and just pack it.
He goes back to Aldridge again against Dampier. LaMarcus trying to get Dampier off his feet. Roy takes a 3. Front rim. Rebound Nowitzki.
6'11", brings it down.
You always short him an inch. He's listed at 7 feet.
Yeah, and he is 7 feet.
Terry over Aldridge. Blazers look to push. 3-on-2. Aldridge creates. Down the middle. Hit. Scores. And the Blazers reclaim the lead.
L.A. running the court. Dirk, Dampier. The two Ds can't stay up.
LaMarcus now with 19. They want to go back to Nowitzki. Butler through the middle, drops it to Dampier. Trouble with it, but did maintain control. Butler's three is short. Batum the rebound.
Blazers getting up to the shooters, closing out much better.
Andre Miller in the corner. Roy for three, short. Loose ball foul. Dallas, it's on Dampier.
Yeah.
Little push in the back. Watch Aldridge. He really turned on the afterburners to make this a 3-on-2. Dallas was back pretty well defensively.
Well, remember now, Dampier is checking him.
There's a push in the back. Pretty obvious.
Dampier has to keep yelling for Dirk to pick him up. And Dirk said, hey, get back here on defense.
All right, Rudy in. Now Portland's second unit will start to trickle in. This is a key moment. Aldridge, trouble with the catch, trying to save and does. Still 12 to shoot. Roy, Aldridge, over Dampier, short. Camby pushed again, this time by Nowitzki. Miller saves it. Leans in and he's fouled.
You know Andre Miller knows how to get fouled.
Sure does. Blazer fans loving the effort. Aldridge mad at himself. He'll check out of the game. Juwan Howard in.
I'll tell you, Aldridge has been the difference in the second half in the Blazers making this comeback.
And again, this is a key moment now with substitutions in for Portland.
Jason Kidd, one of the active career guys in minutes played in the NBA. It seems like he never comes out. That's why he has 104 career triple doubles. Who are the two guys in their careers that had
Magic
more?
and Oscar?
You got it. Oscar Robertson, of course, leads all in triple doubles. He averaged one for a whole year. And then, of course, Magic was Mr. Triple Double in his time.
Yeah, you look down Kidd's resume as far as career numbers and where he ranks, and it's amazing.
Oh. Well, we have two of the, as far as active guys in the NBA, career guys, Andre Miller and Kidd. Boy, you talk about getting assists. Those two are there.
Kidd, Nowitzki, good ball movement for the Mavs. Terry in there as well. Nowitzki checks the clock, nearly had it poked away and does. Andre Miller got a piece of it, knocked it off, and Nowitzki out of bounds.
Camby really moving his feet to keep Nowitzki occupied.
Trailblazer crowd as into the game as they have been. Blazers by 2. This is for Portland here. Watch Miller come over.
Yeah.
Looks like it actually started when the ball maybe hit Camby's knee when Dirk was trying to cross over. Wasn't sure.
30-14 points in the paint. Now remember, the Blazers are the last in points in the paint in the NBA, and they're ahead tonight, 30-14. That's how they got back in this game.
Bayless through the middle, stepped on the end line. So the Blazers come out of the timeout and turn it over, which doesn't happen very often. But you like the aggressiveness shown by Bayless. He's been good off the bench tonight in this kind of a grinding game. Jason Kidd pulls up from 15, missed it short, rebound Roy.
They're making Kidd take shots he doesn't want to take.
Rudy thought about the 3 on the break. The shooting in the quarter, Dallas was 4 of 15.
Well, I'll tell you, Caron Butler is getting through the high pick and rolls tonight.
Roy going to take him inside. Butler slapped it away. Roy to Bayless. Shot clock at 3. Camby shovels to Howard. He couldn't handle it out of bounds.
Hot potato.
Sure was. It's just my fault.
Get back on defense now.
Blazers missing some golden opportunities here to build a little lead.
He wants to get back to that middle.
Well, Hayward was effective the last time these teams played here. He hasn't even looked for his shot tonight. Nowitzki, beautiful pass, Terry.
Yes, Terry not known for assists, but really a beautiful one that time to Nowitzki. And he's starting, he has 27 now, really, to start to.
Rudy. Now Howard going to square up on Nowitzki. Jawan fades, rounded out, rebound Kidd. One of the great rebounding guards in the history of the league. Nowitzki to Haywood inside. Ball out of bounds to Dallas.
He's showing the ref. Why, the ref's not a doctor? Why is he showing the ref?
Might have dislocated the finger.
Yeah, he did. He's showing the ref that a dislocated finger. He lost the ball first, then he got whacked.
And that's not fun.
No. Oh, yeah. Ooh, you got an ugly finger.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. That's just last summer.
I couldn't date you with that.
Of course not. Here's Nowitzki. Shot clock at 7. Bayless on him. Dirk turns. Travel with the ball. Hit the shot. Nate McMillan all over Ken Maurer.
Boy, everybody in the place is on Ken Maurer. It looked like he lifted his foot up.
Couldn't tell. Nate McMillan was furious. Stomping his feet right behind Maurer. Roy, given the 3, takes it well off the mark. Rebound picked up by Dallas. So now, with the second units in there and Aldridge on the bench, Dallas is reestablishing. Nowitzki, 12 in the quarter, by the way.
Show the ref how high.
I understand.
Trying to show it.
Butler unrooting Roy. Rudy comes over and helps. I think Rudy got the block.
Yeah. And that was good.
Last possession of the quarter.
I don't think they'll go pick and roll now. Oh, they're going to double team, take the ball right out of his hands.
Bayless, Rudy. Second try. 3. Hit it. Double clutch for Fernandez. 4.5 seconds left. Butler off the mark. And that'll do it for the third. But Rudy Fernandez, who's been trying to find his way out of a big-time slump, has hit a couple tonight. Lets Terry fly by and then buries it.
Beautiful.
Not only did Rudy need that,
yes,
the Blazer bench needed that.
We all needed it.
We head to the fourth quarter. Dallas trying to avoid being swept by the Trailblazers. But it's Portland by 1, heading to the final 12. What happens here?
Right.
There you see the game summary. Dallas, 32% shooting. Jason Kidd, a wide open 3. That's off the mark. And Rudy Fernandez had a block shot a moment ago. Now grabs a big defensive board.
And he hits the 3. I think that'll do more for him than anything.
Marcus Aldridge back in there. It's Brandon Roy in the corner. Here's Howard. There's Brandon. Naharai in there for Dallas. Clock at 2. Rudy got to go up. It was knocked away. Throws it at the rim. Got rim. Aldridge had the offensive rebound, but Dallas tries to save. Rudy. Aldridge, no. Rebound loose. Saved. Kidd. Rudy between his legs. Ball loose. Terry. Now Nowitzki has it. Wild exchange. Blazers had point-blank chances twice and couldn't score. Terry.
Well, L.A. just out missed the layup. And that led to all the rest of what went on.
Here's the foul called on Bayless.
Oh, I don't know about that. First I thought it was. Bayless kind of held back. I used to like Guthrie.
Terry, who's 87%, is 4 of 7 tonight.
Remember, we said this team shoots 81%. They're shooting before that shot 88 tonight. So, and they've shot 10 more foul shots than the Blazers.
Terry makes 1 of 2 and ties the game at 59. Bayless needs help in the backcourt. Now Rudy will bring it up against Terry as he hands it back to Bayless. Rudy was bringing it up in the second quarter for a while.
Yeah.
Nick Nicholas Batum to the table. He'll come back in next dead ball. Jawan. And outside 2. And remember the guy who hit maybe the clinching bucket in the second win at Dallas. It was Jawan Howard.
And he hit some big baskets against the Clippers the other night in L.A.
during their late run.
Yeah, he had 10 points, big points.
Blazers getting some bench production tonight. Butler. Roy knocked it away. Butler now double. Roy blocked it and got it back.
And I'll tell you, Bayless did a nice job of helping out. That's what the guards have to do. Help each other. Trust.
Roy against Nahara. Step back. Fired it low to Howard, but he got it back. Boy, everything is contested right now. Even your guard-to-guard exchange passes. And with that, the shot clock is at 5.
Bayless has to take it.
Bayless into Terry. Jump ball call. I think it's going to be Butler.
And Bayless.
Yes. Clock won't reset either. It's at 2. Watch Roy with the block shot.
Oh, that was excellent defense. Not fouling Bayless.
So now Roy leaves. Batum in there for Portland.
And they've got to know that the clock.
It went to 5.
Yeah, it went to 5. So they do have a little time. I think Bayless can win this.
And he was up there with him.
Yes, he was.
Butler a little higher. Nowitzki. Good defense by Aldridge so far. Batum comes to double. Terry. Barea. Terry. Angle 3. Good over Bayless.
That's why they shoot 37%. They have good ball movement, and they're second in the NBA in assists. We saw a little bit of that right there. Great ball movement.
Terry into Rudy. Hit him and stole the ball as well, but fouled him first. First team foul on the Mavs here in the quarter.
See, they can't leave Rudy out there on an island by himself. Both Bayless and Batum have to go out and help.
And Rudy was calling for help.
Yes, he needed it.
Aldridge against Nahara. Nahara takes a swipe. The double comes. Bayless to Rudy. Takes a quick 3. Got another one.
Now that's how you get playoff minutes. Not that stuff that he was giving us the last 3 games. Oh, 2 big baskets by Rudy.
9 off the bench for Fernandez. 3 big threes for Rudy in this game so far. Nowitzki squares up on Howard. In the corner, Barea. Andre Miller talking right behind him. Terry again. Air ball this time. Shot clock violation. Good Blazer defense on that possession.
And you said it. Andre Miller was up with the towel. Lead the cheers.
8.5 to go. Blazer fans want to see the sweep. That's for sure. But it's a 2-point lead and a long way to go. So-called small market teams, which they are.
Big possession right here. Small market or not.
Aldridge holds. Takes the fadeaway jumper a little short over Haywood. And here come the Mavs back the other way. Blazers got a quality look.
Yeah. Barea still in the ball game. They'll try to work some pick and rolls with him. And right here it is.
Aldridge successfully gets back to Haywood.
Back. Now that's what I'd like to see the Blazers do.
Barea back to Kidd. Takes the 3. Long again. And Rudy another rebound.
Push it, Rudy.
Jason Kidd 1 of 8 shooting in the game. Bayless pull up top of the key off the mark.
Blazers are so into stopping that break, they're not hitting the offensive board at all. They only have 6 in the ball game.
Barea. Aldridge tried to block it. Rudy ends up on the floor. He's all right. Here comes Bayless trying to attack.
Watch Nicholas. Boy, Jason Kidd really got out on Nicholas. Otherwise, he'd have been.
Aldridge up and under on Haywood. Missed the shot. He'll shoot free throws. LaMarcus starting to earn the respect of officials little by little with his variety of moves.
Yeah, and I like that. Looking like he's going to take that fadeaway and step in and try to go under.
19 for LaMarcus in this game. And 27 12 rebounds and 5 assists on Wednesday against the Clippers in LA. And Brandon Roy's rest is over.
But I think
Aldridge misses the free throw. Trailblazers, an uncharacteristic 11 for 17 at the line, 65%. Nicholas Batum will check out, so Bayless stays in for now, mainly because Dallas has Terry and Barea.
Yes, they have the small lineup in there, so and Bayless is doing a good job on Barea, no doubt about it. But Nicholas, I think, would also. Nicholas gives you a little more rebounding, but with their and they go small a lot like this.
Aldridge now with 20 to lead all the Blazers in scoring. Terry, leaner over Roy, hit it. Tough shot. Jason Terry, 12 for him, just 3 of 9 shooting. Dallas as a team still at 31%. Blazers 38%.
Yeah, Blazers didn't communicate on that. Brandon should have jumped out and taken the switch.
And the rest is also over for Dallas's big guns. Nowitzki and Butler are at the table. Aldridge fades, misses. Howard the offensive rebound, and they pull it out.
Yeah, might have been a little push by Howard there. They get away with it.
Jawan. Barea stripped it. And here he comes, 3-on-2. Dallas looks to reclaim the lead. Nahara, he can shoot the 3.
Boy, that is a big shot right there to give them a 2-point lead.
Only his 17th make of the season, but traditionally, that's a shot Eduardo Nahara can, and he gets a nice welcome back to the Dallas bench. Halfway through quarter number 4, and back and forth we go. Dallas now up by 2.
It well, but has made two threes that really
this half, had one in the first half as well. Batum back in, and Bayless is out, so the Blazers back with their starting 5.
See, now they have to try to take advantage of Nicholas rebounding against Jason Terry.
And Haywood's been getting these minutes, and Dan Pierre's been on the bench for Dallas. Roy gets it back with 4 to shoot. Brandon through the middle, hit, nearly got the bucket. He will shoot free throws, and that's just Roy trying to create something against the clock.
Boy, Dallas is doing a nice job of just walling off any penetration. And the Blazers not being able to get after penetrating any 3-point shooters open.
Dallas 23 of 27 at the line tonight. Blazers 13 of 19.
Yeah, it was Brandon that missed 3 early in this ballgame.
Yep.
Or was it 4?
3.
3, okay. Now we can tie the game for the Blazers. This has been a real hard-fought
missed it. Camby tipped that rebound to right to Jason Kidd.
And Jason Kidd put himself into the position to get that rebound.
Kidd's had a tough shooting night, but does have 11 rebounds. Nowitzki around and out. Hayward tried to tip it in. Now Butler wide open. Blazers give one away there. Nate McMillan wanted a foul called on Haywood coming over the back of Roy, and Sean Wright didn't see it that way.
Yeah, they're not a great second chance offensive rebounding team, but they just worked hard.
Caron Butler the hold, that would have been a turnover as Nowitzki tipped that ball, and it would have been Dallas's.
Yeah, they're putting enough pressure on the Blazer, on ball pressure, that they're just keeping them out of their offense. Anybody that has the ball, bigs or littles, getting the pressure.
So that's 4 Dallas team fouls. Blazers just 1, so free throws coming. Portland can be aggressive here. Miller, shot clock again. Down to 5. Andre, long 2 off the mark. Camby keeps it alive, but again, there's Dallas there. And Butler came up with it.
See, and Nicholas is going back on defense. He wants to stop the fast break. He could really rebound Jason Terry.
Andre Miller, 1 of 10 shooting tonight, and a tough time with the outside jumpers. Nowitzki against Batum. Nicholas right in his face, creating the miss.
Boy, those long arms. He can touch the rim on his tiptoes, standing.
7'4" reach.
Yeah, that shows you his reach. 7'4". You're right, partner.
Roy into Butler. Boy, they really help from the backside. Miller flips to the rim and scores. Wanted to foul as well. And a technical foul called on Andre Miller with 4:16 left in the game. Big time for a call like that.
Yeah, and all he wanted was Sean Wright to blow his whistle. Every time he's underneath, there's no calls either way. And Kenny Maurer has to bail him out.
Well, Andre was waving back, as you mentioned, as Sean Wright. Maurer was out on the top, but saw it, didn't like it, and called the technical. And clearly getting frustrated is Ken Maurer. He gave Nate McMillan the stop sign when he wanted to talk about it.
Once again, by stoppage here, they're losing control. The crowd is playing a part now. Dallas told him something about the clock.
Been a rough game to officiate, and a playoff intensity from the very get-go. So Dallas ball. Blazers got to within 1, but the technical foul put it back at 2.
Boy, that almost a moving pick. Andre Miller tried to get over the top.
Dirk, full head of steam through the middle. Fade away. Good defense by Aldridge. Blazers don't box out, and another foul. That's why Haywood's getting the minutes late over Dampier. He goes to the offensive glass.
Yeah, he's...
Boy, great defense by Aldridge. Haywood 63% on the season, but 3 of 4 in this game, and hits another.
Now the Blazers have to find Mr. Fourth Quarter and get him involved in Brandon Roy.
Brandon is 4 of 12 shooting in this game, 13 points. Haywood misses the second. Yeah. So it stays at a 1-possession game inside 4 to play.
Let's see if they go to L.A. here or Brandon Roy. They'll go one or the other.
Roy doubled. Off of Brandon Roy. Kenny Maurer is going to tee up Nate McMillan. He's had enough with Kenny Maurer tonight, as has this Trailblazer crowd. Roy was doubled and hit. It appeared out in the front. Roy is telling David Guthrie that.
I could tell.
Watch Roy here.
There, right there, he hit him from behind. And I knew Kenny Maurer did not want to call that technical because he's having enough trouble with the fans. But Nate stayed right there. Nate doesn't do that. Nate does not get on the ref like that. Now,
this game got away from this crew in the first quarter.
Jason Kidd, and he'll run the show. He won't let the pressure get to him.
So 2 points on technical free throws in the last minute here for Dallas.
I think you could hit Perron with a club and they won't call it. Oh, boy,
a tough shot over Roy. Brandon played good defense. And all of a sudden now the Dallas leads 6, and the Blazers have stalled at the offensive end. Miller cut off, needs help. Roy to Miller again. Into traffic. Out of bounds to Dallas.
Oh, let's not throw anything on the court now.
Raised his hand on the way down.
No, there's no question about that.
They credited Ken with a block. And now a foul is called on Batum.
Jason Terry should...
He's He's got to keep it.
Terry kept it up. Batum then was hit, and Batum gets the foul.
Oh, no.
Take a look at the left side of your screen. Now that was the foul. That didn't, however, capture what happened initially. Either way, it'll be Dallas free throws. As a fan is being asked to leave, Kenny Maurer had hurt somebody over somebody else.
And the other fans now are defending him. And that's the worst thing they can do is try to kick out a Blazer fan.
Well, and some of the other fans are coming to that fan's defense saying he didn't get out on the floor at all. I don't know what happened.
He did.
But Kenny Maurer has the right, if he feels threatened or that somebody has gone over the line, he can have fans ejected, and that's what he did there.
Yeah, and
it's been a little out of hand all night. But again, it started early when a lot was allowed in this game in the opening minutes. And both of these teams on edge tonight. All right, so Dallas has a 6-point lead. And they're going to start calling it closely. Here's Dirk for a huge three, and he hits it. And Dirk has a little something to say to the Blazer crowd on his way back down the floor.
Well, these two teams meet again in the playoffs. The fans will remember Dirk trash talking.
Well, he has the right to after hitting that three. Here's Roy double.
That was big.
Aldridge. Ron Butler the hard foul. Just trying to make sure the ball doesn't get to the rim. Penalty now for Dallas, so free throws for Portland would have been the case in 22 seconds anyway. And LaMarcus Aldridge tonight, 20 points, 7 of 18 as the Blazers shooting 37% as a team. And Aldridge 6 of 8 from the floor, from the line, excuse me.
Now, what is the Blazers will look at the end of this game? Dallas shooting 32% in winning this game.
And Portland shot 38% and won the first meeting.
Yes.
It was very odd how similar the two games are, and both were uglied up by the road team.
Well, they've shot 11 more foul shots in this game. And that's scoring-wise, that's the difference. Blazers haven't been able to hit the offensive boards at all. Dallas has done a nice job of keeping them off of that.
Now Batum gets the assignment on Kidd. Nowitzki. Short this time, Canby. Grabs rebound number 18. Blazers can't wait around to strike here. Roy tried to drop it to Aldridge. LaMarcus wasn't expecting it, and the Blazers turn it over.
Yeah, that's when you have to look for someone in the corner. Rudy, get a 3 or a short 2 for Brandon. They're packed in that middle.
Rudy making life tough on Jason Kidd, and Batum, excuse me, and he's called for the foul. 4th team foul on Portland, so no free throws here. First in the last 2 minutes.
That's it. First one.
Terry looks for Nowitzki. Sent a couple of big shots down here down the stretch. Dirk goes down trying to draw the call. Blazers 3-on-1. Aldridge scores and he's fouled. Butler again tried the hard foul. Aldridge fought through it. And Blazers have life now.
They have to get real aggressive because I don't think there'll be a lot of calls made.
Watch Butler try to tie up Aldridge.
You almost have to.
Rudy out, Andre Miller back in.
Well, this is one time that Rudy's defense wasn't hurting the Blazers. He was getting out pressuring, and since they're running the clock down, you can do a little pressuring and not get hurt. And he's a 3-point shooter.
Aldridge showing some good toughness tonight, some grit. 25 for him. Still, however, a two-possession game.
Yeah, you can't have Jason Kidd get it back. Once he gives it up, he's the brains behind this.
Shot clock at 3. Kidd gets it back from Haywood. Nowitzki, big baseline jumper, and he pops it. Jason Kidd set it all up.
Yeah.
Worked the entire shot clock down, and then made it happen. Haywood gets some credit there, too. Beautiful play run by the Mavs. They've shot only 34%, but they've hit the big ones here in the final minutes. 17, so 6 more attempts for the Mavericks, and Dirk Nowitzki's hit a couple of huge ones. He has 36 in this game.
Yeah, and we said he's Mr. Fourth Quarter. There are a lot of guys that perform better late in the game. He's one of them, big time.
He said, sit down. You read his lips there.
Boy, they came over to help out. They let the guard go right up the middle, and Camby had to come over and help out. Or otherwise it would have been a layup, and they left Dirk wide open.
So for his three-point shooting ability, Rudy Fernandez back in there. Terry on him. Boy, you think this would be a fun playoff series.
Yeah.
Which very well could happen.
Sure.
Batum for 3, off the mark. Loose ball foul, Camby. Kenny Maurer calls it out at midcourt. And that's what Camby was upset about. He pointed at David Guthrie and Sean Wright, said, hey, they're right here 10 feet from me. They saw nothing. Not to say that he didn't do it.
Yeah, you couldn't tell from our angle what.
But free throws coming for Nowitzki again. 13 of 13 at the line. 11 for 24 shooting. Also has 10 rebounds.
Blazers in the 3 previous games really did a nice job on Dirk. They were switching. They put Nicholas on him sometimes. I have a feeling if it was a playoff series, you'd see Nicholas on Dirk quite a bit.
Dirk with 24 attempts from the field tonight. Butler 16. And so that's kind of in contrast to what we saw the last time these teams met on March 25th. Roy over Kidd, looks short and is. Brandon gets it back. Batum thought about the 3. Under a minute to play now. Aldridge works his way to the rim and scores. He's got 27. And Dallas, in these situations, one of the reasons why Dallas is 8-1 in games decided by 2 points or less is because they hit free throws late.
Yeah, and they've got Jason Kidd to run the show, and they get the ball to Dirk.
Similar to Portland's record last year, Blazers last season were 9-1. in games decided by 3 or less. Dallas, not only are they 8-1 in games by 2 or less, they're 5-0 in games decided by 1 point or less. Or not less, 1 point.
Yeah.
But that shows free throw shooting, execution, and as you said, a guy who can run the offense late in the game. Nowitzki 17 for 17 from the free throw line. Dallas an 8-point lead and a 20-second timeout. Dallas, before this ball game, of course, we talked about the fact that Mavs were very well aware of the fact that they had lost 3 to Portland this season, did not want to be swept. It would have been the first time in Blazer franchise history they swept 2 teams from Texas in the same season. They've already swept San Antonio, and tonight this game against Dallas would have given them that mark, but you knew Dallas, not only were they 5-5 in their last 10, they didn't want to see that happen for Portland.
Yeah, and the fact that they found a way to slow up Brandon Roy. Now that's the key for the Blazers coming out of this game. How do you get Brandon Roy open when teams squeeze him, when they're pushing him to help all the time? They've got to find different ways to run them down the baseline, do different things. So it may be a benefit in disguise that how Dallas is playing Brandon Roy with the playoffs coming up.
Blazers have won 14 of their last 17 overall. I mentioned that Dallas 5-5 in their last 10. As Rudy Fernandez, if any good comes out of the night, one of the good things will be Rudy perhaps is breaking out of his slump. Batum a three off the mark. Roy tips it to Rudy. Roy in the corner for three. Short. Batum. How about Rudy? Step back for three. Blazers another chance. Well, I guess it's just not your night. Dallas is going to get the win. Hard-fought victory for the Mavs here in this one. And a little extra security comes out to help Kenny Maurer and company.
I wonder why.
Well, kind of a wild night here at the Rose Garden. And we mentioned playoff intensity. It certainly was. Crowd was into it, ready to roll early on. Dallas Mavs were too. They found a way to slow down the Blazers, and they get the win by 6.